It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Chiefs and the Niners, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 54, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you from our broadcast perch. And Charles, as we get this thing started, what are you going to be keeping your eye on?
Special teams. Field position is always a big determiner in a ball game. Who sets their offense up for success the best, that team will win the game.
Here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out at Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly, you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
Right to the air is Mahomes. And his first pass is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
Now it's 2nd and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll drop this off to Pacheco. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
play action. Now it's Mahomes. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 22-yard line. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Mahomes to throw once more. And this is caught at the 8. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Pacheco is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They go play fake. Mahomes. And it'll be intercepted. And the Niners are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy. It's not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as a quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. Tyree Gillespie, the one to get him down. They'll come up 2nd and 7. First carry for Elijah Mitchell. And he's going to have a Niners 1st down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
That's a very nice game there. Confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
On 1st down, Purdy. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. We're scoreless after 1. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. As they've got it as we resume action. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And he showed some fancy footwork on the juke, but then quickly taken down. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing here, Purdy. And it's caught by Jennings. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2nd and 7. Back to throw, Purdy. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. Touchdown! George Kittle, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Moody good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots.
There he goes, right side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's taken down inside the 30. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
On first down, Mahomes. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice from 13 yards out. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from evening this one up. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive, they've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. On the return, it's Taylor. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Third and 19. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowski to punt the football. Hardman on the return. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Got a man. It's Brown. That's good for a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds, because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. This will be caught once again by Brown. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman.
This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. From his end zone, here's Trent Taylor. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. The gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Short throw there, caught by Thomas. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Dances by him. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. And the officials here are going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now 2nd and 3. Now Purdy. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
We've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the 1st row.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. Nifty move. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. On the slant, DeAndre Hopkins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 12 yards and a Kansas City 1st. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Mahomes firing complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more more pressure at the passer.
Now it's Mahomes again. He finds Hopkins complete. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Mahomes now to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
49ers 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Taylor now will return it. And he returns this to the 22.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
At the 22-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. Now a throw here to his running back. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
On 1st down, it's Purdy. Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's Purdy. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On first down, Purdy. That's complete out left to Ayuk.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
At the 34-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Purdy now to throw. Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 23. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Throwing here, Purdy.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. 11 yards for number 11. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge... What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Hauled in left side here by Jennings.
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8.
A gain of 4.
They go play action here. Purdy.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Touchdown 49ers. George Kittle, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the 49ers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
And now here comes Kansas City. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
On third down, it's Pacheco.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that, it's going to be a foot or so short. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And they'll play keep away from the returner, as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
So Purdy and the Niners down 17-14, just over a minute 40 to play. Now they need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. Purdy to throw.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They try to take a shot there on 2nd down, and that leaves them, because of the incompletion, a very tricky 3rd and 10.
And with the time situation, you would expect them to try and get it all in this one play, but there's still enough time that if you can take something shorter, gain some yardage, make it a more manageable 4th down if you need to.
And he's going to have the Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. To throw is Purdy. And that one into the hands of Ayuk downfield.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Oh, man, that could wind up being the key play of the ball game right there. Defensively here, you know they've got no timeouts. You've got to keep them away from the sidelines. Here, not only do they get the big yardage, but they get out of bounds as well.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Final minute, no timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Purdy to throw. They'll find Ayuk open right side.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow.
Charles, what a big drive late in the 4th quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. But I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the 4th quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
Now Moody for the PAT.
It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
And they'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
Mahomes will throw.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
Mahomes.
Back back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack, now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they get the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
That ball caught. It's Rice. Now inside the 25.
And he's across for a touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
CD, that was an all-or-nothing drive to win this football game, and they rose to the occasion to take the lead here in the waning moments.
And how about how they got it done? No timeouts left. They take it downfield, execute perfectly, and get it done. Now they don't leave their opponent with a heck of a lot of time on the clock.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. What? This for
really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Purdy.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Here's 2nd down. Here's Purdy to throw.
Left sideline, a dime, and it looks like he's got it.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew.